In today's episode, I'm talking about the first Boozy fragrance to feature in this 365 project. Nope, it's not Pure Malt by Mugler or Intense Man by Bentley. This is Bizarre Brandy from Molton Brown, and to find out my thoughts on this one, stay tuned to Mags Frags. Yes, hello again everybody and welcome to another episode of Mags Frags. I'm Paul and this is day 81 of my Fragrance 365 project, where I give my thoughts on a different fragrance every day for a whole year. So, today's scent of the day is Bizarre Brandy from Molton Brown. And this is a brand that I've not had a great deal of exposure to, but on a recent trip to an outlet store, I was blown away by some of the products on offer, and more importantly, the price reductions on them. So I ended up buying quite a few of these from this brand to review throughout the course of the 365 project. But this is one that I found really interesting. It's a 2019 release and it's an oriental spicy fragrance that is said to be unisex, but I'd personally place this firmly at the masculine end of the spectrum. Yeah, the presentation on this one is very high quality, and it comes in this like clear cylindrical bottle with a subtle orange tint at the bottom of the glass, but I don't know where it comes from, because it seems from whatever angle you view it from, it's all clear glass, but then when you place it down on a surface you kind of get this orange glow, which I think looks really quite neat. At the top, we've got this stylish brushed chrome finish, which contains the Molton Brown branding, and underneath we've got the name of the fragrance. On the cap, it's also chrome, and depending on which fragrance you buy, this can sometimes come in like a marble finish, which reminds me of the Armani Privé line. The spray distribution on this one is really nice. It's got a very nice sprayer, and I'd say the overall presentation does feel very premium, and it's definitely up to the standard that I'd expect from a fragrance that sells for around about the £100 mark at full retail. Yeah, the top notes in this one are cinnamon, orange, ginger and cardamom. In the mid, there's coffee, brandy and maple. And in the base, there's tobacco, cedar and incense. So the first time I smelled this in the shop, the first thing that I thought of was, have I picked up a rogue bottle of something else? Because there was this huge blast of like roasted coffee and also like a maple syrup accord. It was sweet and indulgent rather than being out and out boozy, which is what I kind of expected from the name. Then I noticed the brandy, but I'd say it was more like a brandy liqueur covered in the darkest chocolate. It does have boozy facets, but I don't think it dominates the fragrance. The orange does make a fleeting appearance in the opening, but it's the heart notes that really stand out in this one for me. The sweet tobacco in the base blends really nicely with the bitter roasted coffee, and it gives off a very rich and comforting aroma. This is what made me think of the dark chocolate accord. It's a very interesting fragrance, and there may be other reviewers that will be able to recognise this DNA, but it's certainly unique to me, and I don't own anything else that I can kind of compare it to. There is also a touch of spiciness in there, but I can't isolate the cinnamon, ginger or cardamom in this one. It's just a small kick of spiciness that's kind of lurking somewhere in the background. But for me, the best way to describe this one as a whole is a dark chocolate brandy liqueur. This one is definitely a seasonal fragrance, and one that will complement the cooler months of autumn and winter. It's rich, warm and spicy with a comforting and almost gourmand scent profile. It's a nighttime fragrance for dressed up occasions and nights out, and I'd say it has a more mature feel about it, so it'll probably be best suited to an over 25s age group. In terms of performance, I'd say that it's around average, maybe slightly above average. It's certainly not a beast mode fragrance, but it does project well for a couple of hours, and I think it's got enough longevity to be able to see you through like a full night out. I've only given it 2 or 3 wearings just around the house, so it's a little bit of an inconclusive test, but it's definitely not a weak performer because I get continuous wafts from it for a couple of hours at least, and I've also been complimented on it by family members who've like come round to visit. This one usually retails for around about the £100 mark, but I managed to pick this one up from the Molton Brown outlet shop for, just wait for this, £25 for this 100ml bottle size. But I could imagine if I'd have paid full retail price for it, I'd probably be a little bit underwhelmed, and I'd be giving it a score of something like a 6 out of 10, because when you're at that £100 mark, you should be looking for something a little bit more special as a signature scent. But this is now discounted everywhere, so if you can pick this one up for under £40, I'd probably give this one about an 8 out of 10. It's a very interesting and solid release that has enough uniqueness to set you apart from all the rest of the guys that are around you. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's Scent of the Day. Tomorrow I'm going to be giving my thoughts on one of Japan's finest. This has also been requested by quite a few subscribers who want me to give my thoughts on it. This one is Issey-Miyake Pulse of the Night. So to hear my thoughts on this one, don't forget to tune in tomorrow to find out what I think of this one. Also, if you found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions and your critiques on all of these fragrances that feature in the project. So don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section and let me know what you think about them. So until next time, as always, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you tomorrow for a bit of Issey-Miyake action. Bye bye for now.